Hey you guys, so I wanted to share an image of this. I have a couple of questions for you to consider. We're standing in your bedroom door looking at the new expanded entry hall. As you can see here, two openings have been enlarged. The first being where the closet used to be, it's gone. And then beyond that is the new 5-foot opening into the dining area. So walk with me here, the gang of windows here, of course, and then coming now through that passage into the second entryway. Now I'm going to turn around here towards the wall that will be adjoining the living room. And I want you to see now I'm looking from the dining room back at the gang of windows there, very bright, and the framing of the living room wall. It's the closet that I am most concerned about right now. I am not feeling like it really works to have it. Now I'm going to back into this entry. I'm not feeling that it really works well by this pipe that we looked at. It's certainly not in the configuration that we originally discussed, running the long axis along the living room wall. Couple of thoughts. One is because centering on the slider on the other side of this wall, if you will, the slider that looks out to the west to the mountains in the kitchen area, it really is much more to the left here. So to have a closet in that space means that we really wouldn't get maximum centering on that slider window. That said, we could turn this closet sideways against this wall, as you see here. That means the door would swing into this entry space, which would be almost 4 feet with the swing of the door, and I don't think that's very good either. So I am coming up with an idea I wanted to propose, which is now we're looking at the powder room door, the bathroom door, and we actually had looked at this somewhat in discussion when we were discussing it. What I'd like to propose is actually reducing this opening into the dining room by roughly 1/2 foot. I can do 2 French doors. They would be 28 inches instead of 30 inches. So it's actually 4 inches that I'm gaining. And I'm talking about to the left here, the left of this door. I'd like to bring this wall out, and then that would be the depth of the closet, if you will. And the closet would run roughly 3 feet towards the bathroom door. So you would have 2 doors side by side, bathroom and closet door. It would swing into the room, and then a slightly smaller French door opening here, which would be a little bit closer to the door behind me, or sorry, the pass-through behind me into the front hall, or into the front hall entry. Let me just show you lastly around the dining room what this will look like. So there is the rough opening as it is right now. That's a 5-foot rough opening. It will mean expanding it to the left of the built-in cabinet right here. So there'll be a little bit more wall to the left than there is to the right, and the utility closet there to the right. But I think it's going to work. I think that actually it gives you a little more wall space on the right, which would be in keeping with that on the left, and we get a closet, which I think is still worthwhile. I also want you just to consider whether you would like 2 windows or 3 windows in this wall. I'm suggesting 2 windows. Otherwise, it's really going to take up the whole wall, and I think aesthetically it would be more pleasing to have a bit of wall on either side of the gang of windows, in this case potentially a 2 gang. Or I can bring 3 windows of the same size as these, at least in width. I can put 3 across, but it's going to really use up virtually all of that wall space once it's trimmed out. Maybe that's what you would like, but I'd like to get your sense of it. Lastly is this little stub wall. This is the difference, and if you remember these wall dimensions, this wall sticks into the entry a little bit more than that wall does. That toward the hot tub is sticking out. This stub wall creates a little bit of a division. I need at least the post that's right there, the vertical post. So either way, there will be at least that much protruding, roughly 8 to 10 inches into or in between the two areas of the entry. I'd like to know if you would like me to either leave an extra bit of wall to create a definition of space, as it is right now. That's about roughly 20 inches, 18 to 20 inches, or I can bring it out even a little further. I'm leaning towards moving it right back to the post, and you would just have a slight indent, as it were, where the post is, and then anyway in the second part of the entry it falls back another foot or so. Lastly, there is a room for a transom light, which I think would be awesome and really create a nice definition between the two parts of the entry as well. The height of that is still 10 inches. The width will depend on what you decide, whether you'd like me to go back to this post that I was just speaking of, or keep it around where it is. So I would like to get your answer on that, and then we will go from there. I hope that all makes sense, and tell me what your thoughts are. It's really turning into a beautiful, open, airy space, great light. It's only going to get better once we open up this wall, and I'm excited about it, and most especially hope that you will be. All right, take care. Bye.